Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Batcolyte. Go ahead and tap the screen, share the live. We'll be getting started soon. And when we do, I'll be looking for guests that have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that, and are capable of questioning that belief. If that sounds like you, if you have a belief in a god or gods, or a higher power, or really anything at all like that, or maybe it's just mermaids or Sasquatch or um, dragons. I don't know. Whatever it is you believe in, if you can question it, then go ahead and request on up. I'll be taking guests very soon. But in the meantime, welcome in Slippy and Birdies. Welcome Bree. Good to see you. Also welcome Chupacabro Joe and Savvy Boo. Welcome dot dot dot. Judgmental Squall of Doom. Good to see you again. Welcome Kev. Good to see you. Welcome Cash and Mermaid Flippers and Notris. Good to see all of you. And of course anybody else who's just joining us, welcome in. If you happen to have a belief of really almost any kind, and you think that you can question that belief, then go ahead and request on up. I'll be taking guests pretty soon. In the meantime, before we do take guests, let's make sure we all share out the live. If you haven't already, you can click the crooked little arrow at the bottom corner of your screen. You can repost, you can copy the link or add it to your story, or even just share it out to somebody you know who might be curious enough. Or let's make sure we all share. Baby Bat. Wonder how Batitude feels about being called a baby bat. Yeah, good typing there, Bats. How old is the bat? Old enough for TikTok Live. You know, bats can live over 40 years. At least some species. Because its adorable face looks adorable and lovable. He's supposed to be angry. See the ferociousness, all the fierce seriousness in his demeanor. That bat has attitude. Hannah MP4 says, of course you can question your beliefs. Faith is shaken all the time. Well, that may be the case, but I'm asking more individually. Can you question your beliefs? Angry toddler. I think that can be a very terrifying thing, Bree. It's been like a decade or so since I had a toddler in the house, but yeah, it could definitely get scary. I think we're about ready to take guests, but before we do, just a quick reminder to everybody, keep tapping that screen. We're at 3,000 likes. Of course, I would like to see us a little higher before we take a guest, but I don't want to make you guys wait too long, and I think there might be somebody in queue who's ready to go. So we'll see in just a moment. If you are waiting in the queue to join me up here and question your beliefs, well, stick around. I'll be bringing you up very shortly. Let's see, I think we need this. I know it takes the adorable bat away, but it is about that time. So if you do have a belief in a god or gods, or anything like that, and you're capable of questioning, then go ahead. Hello, ... Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Oh no, kick me, please.
Okay, I got you. No worries. Appreciate you. And there was a ghost right behind her, and of course, as soon as I set her down, the ghost disappears. That's what they do, folks. That's what they do. But we can get big W's for the triple dots. I mean, at least she knew she did not mean to be here. No time was wasted. So I appreciate that. But welcome in everybody else who's joining us. If I haven't said hello to you, welcome. Oh, I saw Savvy Boo and Nishu. Good to see you. That Nurse Lacey. Oh, what? Bonnie, Hannah. Good to see you. Savvy Boo, Nurse. They're not there to be seen, so I guess the only way to really get more is to keep sharing the live. I can think of a few people who might rather be here They just don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. They don't know it. They don't know. Just doesn't know it yet. Go ahead and send them the invite and see if they figure know it yet. Just doesn't know it yet. I'd rather be. Just doesn't know rather be. For a guy who runs a live show every night, I'm really not that great at riffing, Kira, and you should know this by now. Second tier riffer, yeah. Well, I'd probably grow at least a little more towards the next tier if I didn't rely on my segue. There's at least a little bit of that, Kira. But hey there, Paul, can I your TOS? Oh, guess not. That's all right. Paul, can yeah, those are definitely some skills I need to put back to use. Which reminds me, I need to arrange a game. I need to watch Slippy's game. Slippy does great games, I hear. Right, we miss Paul already. Well, maybe our next guest can question their beliefs. Game Slippy can question their beliefs. Third time's a charm, right? Huh? Guess not. I know a one shot would be a great idea. Even a one shot would be better than not DMing. But welcome into everybody just joining us. If you're just getting here and you don't realize what we're doing, well, it's on the screen. I'm just here to see if you can question your beliefs. And if you do have a belief in a god or gods or higher powers or anything at all like that, and you're capable of questioning that belief, then you're in the right place. Just click one of those, either the request button at the bottom or the one, and either one will take you up here. I do take one guest at a time, and I'm not looking for debates. I'm not looking to dogpile or burgle your gods or in any way shame you or make you look like a fool. I am, however, looking to see if you even can question your beliefs. And if you can, well then, what is it that you believe? And why do you believe it? And not just the what, like the name of it, what book it is, but how much of that do you believe? How much of that do you not believe? Is there any part of it that that you can't accept? Are there parts that you can't question? And why? Why believe it? Why accept it? Why question it or not? I know, Witty. There was a lot going on in the Discord right before, so I understand. But it is good to see you. I appreciated the bat video. That was adorable. Well, Kira, you don't come in as often as you used to, so you probably pop in and find me sleeping more often than not, rather than like today. We had a lot going on, a lot of discussion. And if anybody wants to join there, of course, there's a link tree in my bio or in the Batcolyte's bio. Either one takes you there. You just gotta read the rules when you get there so it doesn't look so lonely. Yeah, we were having a discussion at one point about cognitive dissonance and the acceptance of various beliefs, whether or not questioning your own cognitive dissonance is in any way illogical. It sounds like I don't know, sounds like something questionable. But I wasn't gonna let it make me late. Something questionable. Oh, we can do that, Kira. I'll remember. Here I am, Mike Lindo. I never went anywhere. I'm here every night.
Yeah.
Here I am, Mike Lindo. I'm here every night. Can you
I love
your age?
I love your show.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. I just need your age.
Oh, 56.
Great. Well, I appreciate you. And do you have a belief in a God or
Your show. 6.
In a God or God's higher power or anything like it?
Yes.
And which God is that? And
Jesus and God and the Holy
Jesus,
Spirit.
God and the Holy Spirit. So a 3 in 1.
The Holy Trinity.
I see. And have you read the Bible from beginning to end?
I have the Bible of my mind.
The Bible of your mind. Does that one have the same story?
Bible of
the same.
No, whatever people say, whatever I hear, and
Does that one?
And some things I read in the Bible.
Some things you read from the Bible, but otherwise it's what you hear and what people say that you believe.
Yeah. I go off the top of my mind.
And does the top of your mind believe that in 6 days?
I have a theory. The Earth, the universe is shrinking, but you can't see it shrink because your eyes are shrinking with it.
Right.
But
Interesting take. So the universe is shrinking, but you can't tell because your eyes are shrinking. I'm not sure how that answers my question, if you think it was created in 6 days or
not. 6 days?
Yeah, like the book says.
I'll have to wait on that. Jesus will let me know. He got my back. He tells me everything. He lets me know.
Jesus tells you things.
I don't know if I'm telling myself or he's telling me sometimes.
Why would you think it would be Jesus instead of yourself?
Because, instead of myself? Because it's kind of confusing. Because everything I think is when I hear things, I'm thinking them at the same time they are said. You know?
Not quite. Are you talking about your internal monologue? Like you're
No,
hearing...
like movies. They're all about me. Whatever I'm thinking, they're saying. What's recently happened in my life, they're talking about.
I see. So when you watch movies and TV, you feel like the characters are talking about you and the events of your life. And that's how Jesus talks to you.
It's like they made the movies in the past, and it's a message for me in the future.
How is it a message for you?
Well, it's not like a message, but it's like what relates to me. Like it's letting me know I'm number one in the universe.
I see. Why do you think that you are number one in the universe?
Well, why would they be talking to me directly and not anybody else?
Why would you assume it's talking to you?
Because it's happening every minute.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it actually happening, or could you be imagining that it is about you?
Yeah, I think about it, then it keeps happening again. And it won't
keeps
stop.
Happening.
It won't stop.
Mm-hmm. You're saying it keeps happening and it won't stop, but it doesn't sound like you're actually capable of questioning this belief, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you leave any room for the possibility that you could be mistaken? That this could be something happening within your mind?
Yeah. Sometimes I think, it's in my unconscious mind. It's coming to the surface, and maybe it's just everything is in my head. It's on the it's my subconscious is now my conscious, and all the things I know and think from the past are it's just a coincidence. The words are triggering thoughts.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Is it more likely than you being the center of the universe with time-coded messages and movies made just for you? Which is more likely?
Yeah, but it's just too much coincidence.
Are you sure it's too much coincidence and it's not you looking for coincidence and assuming it to be there, whether it is or not?
Assuming it to be coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I just I don't know.
I appreciate the yeah, maybe, and more so the I don't know. I really think that is an honest answer.
I'm shaking my head, yes.
Shaking your head, yes. You're nodding no.
I'm nervous. I was nervous to come on.
I understand, Mike. I think I have a lot of questions, and I'm a little nervous to dig too deep based on the way you understand. I have a lot of questions deep based on. Does it matter to you if this? I have a lot of questions deep.
True or not? No.
So it's
Doesn't
possible. It's possible to you that this is entirely your mind picking out patterns, trying to make them fit.
Whoa.
And that doesn't make
Patterns. Right.
patterns that may not even be there, but you, as a human, look for patterns, and so you apply them.
Oh, never thought of that. I mean, I thought of coincidence, but patterns, I'll have to think about that.
Well,
Patterns.
it would be coincidence
I mean, I'll have to think.
to see patterns. So the patterns may not even be there, but I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying, does that seem possible to you?
Yes. Patterns. Patterns are...
Could the patterns be imposed? You decided they're there, but they're not really.
I don't decide they're there. They're just there. I go to do something, and they'll say, no, don't do it. And then it turns out to be the right decision.
They say don't do it. Who's they?
Yeah. Well, the people in the movie, the script, the
song on the radio, the person.
Yeah, the song on the radio. Yeah, in the background.
And so for you, you're seeing all of these things as messages to you, but you recognize that this could be your brain just imposing a pattern where there isn't one.
Yeah, but my dead nephew talked to me from beyond the grave over the radio, over TikTok, through a DJ that he possessed.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
Mike,
deep?
that's a lot of layers. That's
okay.
It's a deep sandwich.
Okay.
And what I think the next question I do feel like is none of my business, but I'm going to ask it anyways. And is that, do you ever talk to a professional about these occurrences?
Oh yeah.
Like a counselor, or doctor, or something.
I'm gonna see a therapist.
Beautiful.
I'm schizoaffective. I'm antipsychotic.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. I'm an artist.
I understand completely, Mike. And yeah, I don't want to dig deep. I'm not like trying to tell you what to do with your treatment choices, but I appreciate you letting me know. It does explain. And I wonder if that explains your answer to me, if that explains to you how these occurrences might not be what you perceive them to be. And I think that's why you're so readily open to that possibility, is because you recognize it.
Okay.
Is it that because you... Have you been amenable to my suggestions and questions because you recognize your diagnosis might cause you to see things that aren't there, including patterns?
Amenable?
Agreeable.
Agreeable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think. Well, I'll be thinking about that.
Yeah, Mike. I wonder if after you continue your course and get to speak to somebody, how many of these messages will seem as tailored to you, or if it's going to take an active work for you to question that.
Active work?
Yeah, like really digging into your mind and thinking about whether or not these messages are for you, or if it's
Oh,
something you're choosing to make seem like they are. But I I don't want to push too much more on that.
okay.
Mike, I'm curious back on the God topic. If these seeming messages in media and in movies are just your mind projecting, it's in projecting patterns where they aren't there,
Yeah.
what would that say about the existence, or at least your communication with a God?
It's just reaffirmation, and it's true about revelations. I keep having revelations every day I wake up. It gets better every day, and I realize the things that I'm doing that are wrong, that I've been thinking wrong for like 20 years, 30 years, my whole life, and I finally realize, and I have revelations every morning, different ones
Are these
in my mind. In my,
necessarily revelations, or are these thoughts that, like,
well, I call them revelations
why do you call them revelations?
because they're revealed to me. How else would it come to me? I never thought about them before.
Does that mean that it's necessarily a revelation? Could it not be an epiphany?
Would it come?
Does that an epiphany?
What I used to think, yeah, epiphany. It comes to your mind. What do they call it? The top of your mind.
Does, does it necessarily have to have come to your mind? Could your mind not produce it?
My mind can produce it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just keeps happening. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
thinking something, and I was just on a TikTok, and I was thinking something, and they were saying it, and then I would respond, and I would write something, and then they would say something else, and it would be what I was thinking
Right.
or had thought about.
Or
But
had
it's,
thought about.
yeah, like in movies, it's what I recently was going through. Like they were saying, um, I wanted to see a counselor. They said my dad just died, and it was all stuff I was thinking that day or was happening to me. You know what I mean? It just won't stop.
It's sounding like you're
In a psychotic something.
well, I wasn't gonna say that.
Delusional? Delusional?
I'm not making those accusations or assessments, but I wonder if you recognize the possibility that you could be, as I said, applying patterns where there aren't any, and so
Right.
and so that could be part of that
Well,
that kind of mindset.
yeah, patterns.
Not saying that it is necessarily delusional, but that or psychotic, especially. I'm just saying that is it possible you're applying patterns and that this is giving you some kind of structured view, a feeling of understanding, even if it isn't truly understanding.
Truly understanding.
If,
I don't know.
could you have invented an understanding that comforts you?
I invented a ellipse compass.
That's
You know
a
how
different question.
a circle compass draws circles.
Yeah.
An ellipse compass draws ellipses.
That's
I've been sitting on it for 30 years.
fascinating.
Yeah. But I write all this stuff down, and my brain's been pretty active because I'm writing it down, and I've been able to. I've been saying, you know, it's in your mind, and you don't have to write it down. But I keep writing it down. Then I throw away all the papers, like 1,000 of them, and I throw them away in the garbage. And then better things happen. Better things come to my mind. I think everybody should do it.
Mike, I appreciate you coming up, but I don't think I actually have very many more questions for you.
Okay.
But I do appreciate you. I think I would encourage you to keep questioning, and when you do have this opportunity to speak to someone, a professional, about these things, be as open as you have been with me.
See, that's what happened to me. This was happened to me. It's too late. You said that, but I already am in the works of seeing a therapist.
Yeah, that's great. I hope you're as open with them as you have been with me, and that I hope that as you continue, you come back again sometime. I'd love to question you more, but it's sounding like right now I don't have too many questions, and I hope that if you find any answers, you question them.
Okay. I
appreciate you, Mike.
Okay, thanks. I screenshot your logo. Saved things that are pretty cool and interesting.
Well, I appreciate you, Mike. I think you're pretty cool and interesting. and I hope that you stay interesting. Keep asking questions, Mike.
All right, keep asking questions.
Absolutely. Every day. W's for Mike. He's able to question his assumptions and interesting. W. I think he should keep doing that, and under guidance. I think I'd like to hear where his questions take him. But if you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that, you're capable of questioning that belief. Go ahead and request on up. I'm not here to debate or argue. I just want to know, if you can question it, then what is it that you believe, and why do you believe it? And what is it? So, all, can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Hey, what's up, man? 35.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that?
I think that my closest belief in a higher power would be like the idea of consciousness. But I guess in the chat I was saying that, I believe in aliens, and I'm very curious as to get your thoughts on that. I was saying that, I I guess that's a big question, right? Like, I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not necessarily sure that we can wrap our heads around the idea of what that is. I believe that there's maybe a higher power, but I don't necessarily think that that's like, what we know as God. I think that, we're all just part of there's something that makes us us. And whether you want to call that a soul or whether you want to call that consciousness, I mean, there's something that gives us life.
There's something that gives us life, or is life something we do?
I mean, that's a bit of an abstract question. I think it's a little bit of both, right? Life is something that we do, but life is something that we're also given.
Why do you assume it's given?
I mean, perhaps it's not. I mean, I guess given is just a general word to describe what we have. Because I guess you can't really have something if you're not given it, right?
Well, and if you aren't alive, who or what is the recipient of this life?
Sorry, repeat the question.
If you aren't alive already, then what is the recipient of the life? You're saying it's being given, but being given to whom? By whom?
By whom? I have no idea. I don't know whether it's, a God out there, whether...
That's the obvious question, but the other one is to whom? You're saying,
well, the other one's a little harder, right?
If you were given life, the other one is, we're given life, what is it?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm not sure that I necessarily know.
Being given life.
That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, we have a body, right? So is the body a shell? Is the body us? What is the body? Are we the body?
Why wouldn't you be?
Well, I mean, do you ever get the sense that there's something, kind of metaphysical out there? That there's something maybe bigger than just the body?
What I believe doesn't really make any difference.
Well, I mean, that's the question that I ask.
So do you have a belief in the metaphysical? That's your question. But
I think so. I mean, for me, at least. I don't know about you.
Yeah, what I believe doesn't make any difference to the conversation. So, why do you think that there would be anything metaphysical, as you put it?
I think it's optimism, right? I think that optimism drives us to want to believe that there's something out there beyond us. It drives us to want to believe that there is a metaphysical, because if there's not, then how morbid is that? This all just ends. This all just, we just come to a silent, slow crawl, and then we fade away with nothingness.
How is that morbid?
I think it's morbid because for me, that idea is very depressing. It's depressing to think that, well, because, life is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, right. It's very beautiful.
Would it still be a beautiful thing if it were infinite and unending?
I think that's what makes it a beautiful thing.
So if its end is what makes it beautiful, then
no, I think the unending is what makes it beautiful. I think the infinite is what makes it beautiful, because the idea is that so life ends, but if there's a metaphysical, then that means that it's unending. The physical may end, but the metaphysical will not.
The thing that makes life beautiful to you is the thing that you don't know about it, the thing that you assume to be the case, not the uniqueness of it, the short amount of time that we're given, or that we have, but the infinity of it that you don't know exists. That's
Well,
the beautiful part.
I mean, I think there's beauty in both. I mean, I think the beautiful too is the shortness of what we're given right now. And the beautiful thing too is the uniqueness. I think that you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, it's very much the uniqueness. But perhaps we only have this one unique experience, and then it goes to the metaphysical. I don't know.
I don't know what you keep saying. Then it goes to the metaphysical, or the
right.
You keep referencing metaphysical.
So if you die,
what is
right?
What is it you're referencing when you talk about metaphysical?
So I'm saying kind of the idea of whatever the soul or consciousness is. So if you die,
and that's
right?
Kind of say, what is that? What is soul or consciousness? Why would you assume there's anything?
So I'm not necessarily sure that I can fully explain the idea of how I feel about that, but I'll try. I mean, I think that when we die, there's just something. I don't know what it is. It's a soul. It's, there's something that makes us us. Because if you were to clone us, right, like that clone would not be you. It would not be
How
you.
do you know
because
that? How many times have you cloned yourself?
Only a
How
few.
do you know?
It's 2 or 3 times, but no, I've never cloned myself, but I would assume, right?
You say the clone would not be me, but how would you know? Like, how would you know that it's not processing things exactly the same way that I would? Are you saying that what makes me me is somehow separate from my physical form?
I would think so. I would hope so. I don't know. It's like,
let's focus
look
on the why you would think so rather than the why you would hope so first. So why do you think so? Why do you think it should be that we are separate from our physical forms?
Well, I think that, thinking comes with a lot of hope, I mean, and truthfully, like, I do hope so, but like also when it comes to thinking, I mean, I don't know, like, I can't really explain a feeling, I guess it's when it comes down to things like faith, right? Because I'm not a Christian person. So I think the faith is a belief in the unknown. And so for me, again, I'm not a Christian person. And, I often ask people who are Christian people, why do you believe that? And they say, well, I've had a spiritual awakening. Like, I just feel, because like, I just know I have faith. Right. And so for me, like, I don't know, like, I just kind of have faith in the idea that there's something beyond the physical body.
Why?
It's just a feeling.
It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
So a feeling and faith because of a feeling, and the feeling because of faith. Like, what reason do you actually have to think that there is something separate from the body that is the you?
Well, I guess what reason more do I need than a feeling? Because I think that sometimes we get very convoluted when it comes to things that nobody really knows about. And we go, okay, there's fact, and then, there's feeling. And then, facts don't care about your feeling. Obviously, a bunch of people say that, right? And I hate that term. But
why do you hate that term?
Because I feel like intuition is a real thing. I feel like feeling is a real thing. I think that the emotions that we experience are very real things.
They're real things. If they're real things, then why are you imagining them being somehow separate from the body? Like, could those not be real things that are processes of your brain? Real processes?
No, I feel like they could be, but I think that the body is
need to be anything separate.
Well, because I feel like for me, the body is just, kind of a shell that we have. It's a shell that houses this inner metaphysical.
So if the brain is damaged, then that shouldn't affect the emotions, the moods, the personalities of anyone.
Well, who's to say? I mean, if your brain damaged.
Say, have you ever
Who?
Ever heard of the story of Phineas Gage?
Phineas Gage?
Mm-hmm.
No.
He was a man who had a railroad spike basically launched through his brain in an accident. And it was a hot railroad spike that went through and, according to some accounts, cauterized the wound as it traveled through his brain. And his personality changed drastically after the accident. The man he was someone else, according to not just friends and families, but himself. If the soul was something separate, then why would someone like Phineas Gage change when their brain is damaged?
Sorry, can you repeat the last question? My just headphones.
If the soul is something separate from the body, why would a person like Phineas Gage change when their brain is damaged?
I mean, it's a great question. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know. I don't know if this is all just kind of an experience that we have, right now, and we're just kind of going through this life, and then the life beyond is something different.
Right.
Or
leaning
what
on that
you're
idea, but I'm curious why you would lean so hard on that idea. Why would it be so important to you that there be some afterlife?
Oh, because I think that, again, I think that the alternative is completely depressing.
How?
Well, the idea of nothingness, I think, is very depressing, because
What is nothingness?
nothingness is literally nothingness. I mean, it's when you...
Saying nothingness is meaningless. Can you be a little more elaborative?
Yeah, nothingness is ceasing to be. It's ceasing to be.
Ceasing to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's the idea of the complete deletion of everything and anything that you were, the entire reality of the universe, everything.
Deletion.
I mean,
what do you mean deletion?
well, I mean, if you die, right, and there's nothing beyond, right, you have nothing. It's just you are your body, and that's it. And you just lay there for eternity. I mean, when you're done, I guess. It's just complete blackness forever. It's nothing.
Why would it be blackness forever?
Well, what else would it be?
Nothing. You said it a bunch. Nothing.
So what is nothing to you?
Sorry, but blackness forever would be something for a time period. Why would you assume that there would be anything at all to experience?
Well, forever would be infinite, so it wouldn't really be a time period.
That still describes a period.
Infinite is not a period of time.
Okay, are you trying to debate? Or are you actually?
No.
So why don't you stop trying to argue with the questions that haven't even been finished yet?
Okay.
So you're assuming that there's some afterlife, something, because you keep saying because it's morbid or depressing to think of nothingness, this non-existence. Something, because you keep saying non-existence. Who's going to be depressed if there's no you existing anymore? If you're not existing, what experience of depression or darkness or infinity are you expecting?
I think that I would be depressed thinking up to the point, leading up to the point of it. I mean, and then that would, I guess after that point, there would be nothing, right? There'd be nobody. There would be, I guess, no feeling of depression. But up until that point, that affects your life up until that point, I guess.
Do you expect that your afterlife would be infinite?
It's not an expectation. It's, again, a hope. But it's a question, I guess. Like,
if it is not, would you expect to die twice?
That's a great question. I mean, I guess, I guess then in that instance, I would say that it would be infinite.
So
because
then,
I don't
because
think
you wouldn't
could
want,
die in an instance.
you wouldn't want to die twice, or you just don't think you can. So you add that a layer of assumption that you can't die twice.
Correct. Yeah.
So in this infinite afterlife of undying existence, do you think you'll ever get bored?
I don't know. Because I don't know what lies beyond. Like, is it reincarnation, or is it a constant cycle of that? Because if it was, like, maybe I wouldn't get bored.
A lot more than twice, aren't you?
I guess I would be at that point.
Mm-hmm. So if there is an eventual end to this afterlife, would that mean that the you that experienced this vast either chain of reincarnations or this near endless existence would eventually just end anyways?
I don't know. It's a great question. I
don't know is a great answer. And we'll let it sit for just a second while I thank everybody for getting us up to 10,000 likes. Appreciate all the taps. Of course, the more we tap, the more likely we'll get out to that FYP and maybe get a few more people in here who are curious enough or courageous enough to question their beliefs. But thank you guys all for tapping and sharing. Does it...
Also,
if there is...
Sorry, can I just say real fast, like, I'm sorry if I was getting angry earlier and I was, being a little rude. I didn't mean to, so I apologize.
If there is an infinite afterlife, if it's absolutely just this long stretch of undying foreverness, how valuable do you think this life would actually be in comparison to that?
I guess it would be insignificant in many ways, right?
Mm-hmm. So then, in the shadow of an infinite afterlife, this life is rather insignificant, like dirty rags, as some people.
Well, geez, man, you're going to make me feel even more depressed. I mean,
so
I get what you're saying.
Wouldn't that mean then that the more valuable way to at least perceive this life is to see and recognize it as finite?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great thought, right? Yeah, I mean, if it's finite, then it becomes more precious. So, yeah, I mean, I guess so, in a way. It doesn't negate my hope that there's something beyond, but I guess, I mean, it's a good idea and a good philosophy to think about this life as something that is finite.
Mm-hmm. Does it give you, somehow give you comfort to think of an afterlife as existing?
I'm not sure that it necessarily like gives me comfort to think of an afterlife. Because, in my head, it's something that I try to avoid thinking about it because I have an extreme phobia when it comes to death. And so, I try to just avoid it. But obviously, it's very hard to avoid when, death surrounds us all the time. So you can't not think about it. But I don't know. I guess in a way it kind of gives me comfort. Like, it gives me comfort to kind of hope for it. but I'm also scared that it's not there. You know, I'm scared that there is nothing. And so my brain is like a Jekyll and Hyde situation where, you know, you think, okay, I want comfort, but I also think maybe it's not there. And maybe that makes no sense, but
If there is an afterlife, does that imply in any way that there would be a god, a judge, a ruler, a designer of afterlife?
perhaps, right? Like, I feel like that would be the main thought. Like, that would be the logical explanation. But perhaps not. Like, you know, if you die, maybe you just go back to, I don't know. I just kind of think a bit about, like, I kind of think of it as like folding into a fabric in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of fold into the fabric of the afterlife, and you're there with, you know, the idea of the universe and the idea of consciousness. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't really have strong beliefs. I'm just like questioning every belief that I have.
Mm-hmm. You don't have strong beliefs, but you're questioning every belief you have. How old did you say you were again, all?
Like, I believe
I'm sorry,
in. Sorry,
I know it seems irrelevant, but how old did you say you were again?
35.
35. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe, you know, this is a midlife crisis.
a little young for that, but I don't know.
Oh man, I'm getting there. I'm very close.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people have it at 25. Some people have it at 50.
That's a quarter life. I mean, I guess it depends on where we die, you know, because
right.
Where's the midlife, you know?
There's that finite uniqueness.
Right. It's a different.
I wonder, all, if you were to find that there was no reason to believe in an afterlife, that there was a cessation to life, and that it was the end, would it change the way you live this life?
Truly, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because, you know, I'm just living my life the best I can, you know? I'm just trying to get by. I'm trying to do the things that make me happy now. I'm trying to create the things that I want to create now. And, you know, I'm just trying to have a good life now. So, no, I don't think it would change. I'm listening to this music in the background. I'm like, I wouldn't go storming a castle or anything, you know? Like, you know, I'm not, you know, if I, you know, I don't know. I just don't think it would change how I live now.
Mm. Would it be more depressing now, recognizing the value that it adds to this life for it to be finite?
I don't think so, because I think that you kind of have to go through your life assuming that it is finite. You know, like I feel like that's kind of how you have to live your life. You have to assume it's finite. I mean, because really, truly, there might not be anything. Like I said, like I have a hope, I have an optimism, I have a thought that maybe there is, but like, we never know for sure. I mean, there's always a part of us that doubts. And like, I do think that, you know, we have to live life like it's a finite thing.
Hello, Kiera.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going all right. Did you have any questions for all?
I did. And I think they know what I'm going to ask about.
I have no idea, truly.
Well, the reason that I insisted that you hop up, while I've actually really enjoyed the conversation so far. Really, really. I like the way you think, I like the way you're questioning, and I like your answers. They're very thoughtful, and I appreciate that a lot. But I don't want to ignore the thing that you said you believe in also from the beginning.
Oh, what, aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, I love, yeah, aliens.
Actually,
Yeah, for sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely believe in aliens.
Okay, so I wanted to explore that a little bit. I find that fascinating. I want to know how. Okay, first of all, I want to know how your belief in aliens affects your current existence or experience.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't really at all. I just, other than maybe spending like way too much time like scrolling alien subreddits while I'm at work, it doesn't really affect me that much. But like, if it were to be revealed like that aliens were real or something, I think I'd be very affected at that point.
Do you believe that alien life exists somewhere, some ambiguous place, somewhere in the universe? Or do you think that alien life has essentially come into contact with our experience, our existence?
I think it could be both, right? I think it would be foolish to think that out of the infinite universe, I mean, it's not infinite, but, out of the mass of the universe, right? Well, it is infinite, I guess, because it always is expanding, right? So it's foolish to think that we are the only life out there, right? It's foolish to think that we are the only people that have ever been made, like the only things that have ever been given life out there in the vastness of the universe. Like, I think that's a given at this point. Like, it used to be fringe back in the day. Like, people used to be like, oh, that's, crazy. But nowadays, like, it's not fringe. Like, it's just kind of stupid if you don't believe it, is what I think.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely some probability there as far as where your framework is. I'm wondering, though, do you believe that they've visited Earth?
Yeah. I think so. I definitely think so. And I think that because, there's so much commonality when it comes to different religions and the different, creation myths and the different extinction myths within, all these different religions. Like, I think that's, something that's across, many different cultures, many different countries. These places never come into contact with each other. But, there's a commonality between all those things. And so I think that, that's strong evidence when it comes to that. I think that also, when we look at ancient cultures and religions and things like that, like, we all, what's that?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay. When we look at like these ancient cultures and religions, it's like, I mean, look at the commonality between gods as well, from cultures that never met each other. I mean, so I don't know. Like, I think that they visited at some point. I don't know if Roswell was the thing, right? But like, I don't know. There's a lot of people that have been whistleblowers that have said that they have. There's been a lot of people.
Commonalities between gods from cultures, you say, that never met each other. How did you determine that the cultures with these common gods never met each other?
So, I mean, like, take a look at like, the Abrahamic God, right?
Right.
I'm not trying to make myself sound stupid here. So, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But, the Abrahamic gods, like, the mythology that is in, that story of the Bible, right? Whether it's, of the flood and it's been shown across these different countries and cultures.
Give me an example.
I can if I Google it. I mean, I can't off the top of my head. No, I can't. No, I'm not. Not going to be able to do that.
Are there other stories or examples that come to mind?
Well, I think one interesting thing to look at is, just specific to the Bible, the book of Enoch, which essentially talks about extraterrestrials as well. Well, the Bible. But then also, God, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been drinking a little bit too much tonight, and perhaps I cannot think of anything right now, and I'll admit that. Like, yeah, I can't think of other stuff right now.
I wonder. Well, first of all, I definitely don't want to push hard into an inquiry where you're not of sober mind, because that feels gross and non-consensual.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So, I mean, you say I'm fine, but also you said you're not of sober mind. So that's kind of my boundary. That's kind of my limit. But I did enjoy the thought exploration up to this point. I did.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, again, my opinion at the end of the day, like, is definitely that aliens exist. I think they've probably visited.
You said that part already, and I do appreciate you, but I do kind of have a hard limit.
Yep,
when
totally
it comes
fine.
to
So
inebriation. So I appreciate you being here, answering the questions you did, but I'm going to go ahead and set you down. And maybe another time you'll come back and we'll definitely want to question more.
yeah, totally.
Appreciate you
Thanks
all.
for coming up.
I do. And don't be offended by that. I cut everybody off in the middle of their sentences.
Is that a belief that you hold, or just a practice?
I would find it rude in most other settings, except
It's yours.
and it's kind of fun.
Hold.
Rude in most other, and it's kind of fun.
You know what? It's your space. You can exercise your power how you see fit.
I try not to abuse my power, but that one is fun. And as long as everybody knows I don't mean it in any kind of harmful way. It's just amusing when someone's saying their exit speech and then they just go. And then they
encourage this behavior, but I also find some entertainment in it.
I think most of the audience appreciates it, and usually even the people that have it done to them understand. But
believers, request up. We want to explore what you believe in.
Absolutely. I'm interested in exploring the belief that aliens have visited us, and definitely curious whenever someone expresses that it has to do with the stories of gods, and that's why they're so similar. I want to ask them how Cosmos and Yahweh are similar.
And where they are different, does that make their alien belief falter?
Right. Does that mean there is a species of human-like gods? Because we're made in their there is apparently, and also bat-like gods, or fawn-like gods, or the Sumerian gods. Didn't they? Many of them have sort of animalistic features. Or sort of so does that mean that there are these different species of alien? Is it Star Trek?
I think that's worth exploring. I do.
Beluga whales and mermaids.
And neither one exists.
Beluga. Hello, HO3. I turned you away last time because of your name. Hello, HO3. H for TikTok
Yeah.
TOS.
No, you're good. I'm 20. You can call me by Ruby
Okay,
because I know my
Ruby.
username is really. It's just for fun and games, you know.
Do you have a belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that, Ruby?
For me personally, I'm more
Okay, Ruby.
agnostic.
When you say agnostic, does that mean you believe there is something but you don't know what it is, or you don't know if there is a godlike thing there at all?
Yeah, exactly.
There godlike thing there at all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of the sanity of my mental status, but I also have that feeling of when you die, there's absolutely nothing, and that's very unfathomable for a lot of people, especially a lot of people who believe in religion like Christianity, Catholicism, a lot of, all the above. I just really want to hear you out, if that makes sense.
Not quite. What do you mean by hear me out?
Like I'm not I don't fully understand your religious stance, and I'd really like to hear out, your religious stance.
I don't have a religious stance. And what I do or don't believe really doesn't matter too much to the conversations we have up here, because religious stance really doesn't matter. I'm seeing if you can question your beliefs. As it stands, it sounds like that's where you are, is kind of in a state of questioning.
Yeah,
of trying to see what it is that you even accept to be true.
Yeah, I'm just really open-minded. I really want to hear a lot of others. I just want to hear out a lot of other human beings and what they stand on the afterlife, or what they, don't even consider the afterlife. Like, I just want to hear them out, including yourself. The afterlife.
Again, like, my stance isn't going to make too much difference, but I can understand you wanting to hear other opinions. It sounds like, have you had sort of a limited exposure to other religious beliefs?
Yeah, I was born and raised as a Catholic. I've been baptized. I had my first communion. I've spoken to priests, and I've had a lot of deep conversations with them. And ultimately, their eyes and their stances on, God and everything, or on their version of God, kind of just ultimately basically tells me, I genuinely think that shit's bullshit.
So the take on Catholicism that you've heard, it seems like bullshit.
Yeah.
And you haven't been exposed to too many other religions?
No, not really. I'm open-minded, and I'll always keep an open mind with it. But ultimately, I feel like either there's absolutely nothing. Really, I'll always keep either the afterlife is unfathomable for a lot of people. I fathom the fact that when you die, there's just nothing. You can't feel nothing. There's just nothing, And sometimes I feel like that's comforting. Like, you won't feel anything. You won't feel. There's just comforting. Sadness, angry. Like, you won't feel anything. There's just nothing,
Can you think of any reason why that wouldn't be the case? The nothing.
I mean, why I couldn't think that that's nothing the case. I mean, when you die, I feel like you just die. You're with the earth. You're just done. you're just basically giving back to nature in a way. Like when you die, you know, the whole biological part of it. When you die, your body decomposes, your body goes within the soil, you're just nothing. And in some way, I feel like that's beautiful, but in some way, I think that's kind of sad because there's people who have accomplished a lot and there's also a lot of people who accomplish nothing who also ultimately experience the same fate. I don't know if that answers the question. I think I didn't.
It's okay. You're clarifying more what's actually fitting your belief, and it sounds like you don't believe in an afterlife. You don't really feel there's a reason to believe. You do, at least in the way you've expressed it, believe that you will end, that there is no infinite afterlife, that there is a conclusion for sure.
Yeah, and that kind of scares me because I'm kind of like, then what's the point? And then another part of me is, the point is to just experience as a human.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of...
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Kira.
I do wonder if the idea of nothing in the afterlife brings you comfort. You did say that you believe in a higher power because that supports your mental health. I wonder how a belief in a higher power supports that when a belief in nothing supports that after you are here. You know what I mean? Like I wonder what the belief in a higher power brings you for your living experience.
Yeah, I feel like the comfort of knowing that there might be something, you know, obviously it's very comforting, but then at the end of the day, it's like I cannot fathom the fact of an eternity of, you know, of something, if that makes sense. Like I can't fathom the fact of eternity of, like I cannot fathom eternity, you know, like.
No, yeah, that does make sense. That does.
Yeah.
So
And
what
just,
does the
no,
sorry.
go ahead. No,
Oh,
go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
You're good, Kira, go ahead.
I'm curious as to what the belief in a higher power brings you in your everyday. You know, if the lack of a eternity or a lack of an afterlife brings you comfort when it's all over, I wonder what this higher power provides to you during the everyday.
For me, my higher power is,
Or a lack.
for me, I'm still learning about Wicca and paganism. So whenever I tried and whenever I did, oh, what's it called? Sorry, I'm having like a brain fart. Whenever I did, you know, do spells, whenever I did experience those type of, then again, spells, they actually worked for me. Like it took years to actually wait, forget, come back to that when I remembered it. And it actually worked. But I don't know, it's just like, it's a very crazy experience for me. Like, it's just very comforting to know that there's something out there looking out for me.
Do you think that this belief in something greater gives you some type of control over your current experience?
Yeah, actually, yeah. But I don't want that to be an ultimate, you know.
That's fair.
My parents are coming. I just don't want them to hear me because they're all very Catholic.
No, yeah, stay safe. That's the top priority.
Thank you. No, but I don't want that to be an
Fair. No, yeah.
But a lot of others' perspectives and others' beliefs, and it doesn't hurt it just doesn't hurt, you know, to hear them out.
Do you think that the meaning of this practice, you did say there's some comfort in this control, whether that be, right, it still feels comforting for you. Do you think that, how do you think that life would look with that lack of certainty? Like, how would you cope or navigate your current life without magic or without this control?
I mean, I haven't been practicing that for like the past, I want to say two and a half years, and I've been very lost. I haven't been I've been caught up in alcoholism and stuff like that, and I've just been very lost. But when I did follow through with that practice, I felt very in control. I felt very navigated in my own life, if that makes sense.
It does. I wonder if it matters if it is real.
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. For me, I feel like it feels real because I did this like this voodoo doll kind of practice with it. It's not like a, you know, like you stick needles and pins with it, you know, type of crazy stuff. Like, no,
No,
it's
more of like a sympathetic magic practice.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, you use a specific colored cloth to resonate with the type of manifestation you're using, the type of colored ribbon that you're using to stitch that cloth with, and the buttons for the eyes that you're using to stitch that cloth with as well.
Right.
You know, and I filled it with thyme and rosemary for abundance and for love. And then I sticked a note with it with manifest that you're using for abundance.
So
go ahead.
I wonder, is the value in the tool or is the value in the truth?
Oh shit, that's a very deep question. I feel like it's the value. Can you repeat that, if that's okay?
Oh yeah, that's okay. I was asking if the value is in the tool or if the value is in the truth.
You want to hop on the sandwich? Ruby!
I'm up here, Mama.
Oh. You're okay. Take your time.
You want to hop on the sandwich?
No, I'm good. I already ate.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thank you. I feel like the value is definitely with the tool. Yeah, for sure. And it really helped, like, whenever I was using my books and spells and herbalistic manifestations, it really helped me mentally. Like, genuinely, I got my dream job. I had my dream crush. But when I came to my dream crush, I realized, oh my God, I waited all these years for him to just be an asshole. Like, it kind of like brought me to that realization. Yeah, like it brought me to that realization. Like,
damn it, that's so real.
He was an asshole, and I waited all these years for him to be this. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I felt like my practice helped me, like, in a way, helped me bring in the good, like the bad stuff, in order to realize the good things that brought out the bad stuff, if that makes sense. I know it's very cliche.
No, it does. It does. And I like this. I like this exploration because, like, honestly, it feels, I wonder if I feel like the importance for you is the possibility rather than the reality, right? Like, it's meaning that you're finding, and it doesn't have to be.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry. I'm just like
with the belief in the magic. Like, if we recognize these things as tools, if we recognize these things as ways of, I don't know, pinning down what we want, seeking what we want, working towards what we want. If we found out that there is no real magic per se at work, if it's just a matter of focusing our thoughts, maybe it's a psychological tool.
Yeah.
And it helps us kind of like pinpoint our goals, like kind of a vision board, right?
Right.
There's nothing
Yeah.
inherently magical about a vision board, but it does help us organize our thoughts, what we want, our goals, and it is a tool to get there. If these rituals or spell workings or like we said, sympathetic magic that helps us
Right.
get there. Like we said, sympathetic magic that helps us like really narrow down and focus our intention. And then that drives our action after. Does there actually have to be magic at all? Rituals, magic that helps us like drives our action.
Honestly, I don't think so. Because I manifestations without, like the whole like magic part with it, and see if it actually works out for me. Maybe it's just like obviously it could just be in my mind, in my mental, just thinking, oh, like because I'm using this type of religious or not religious, but like religious herbalistic magic, maybe that's what's kind of like persuading me in my mind.
Like the symbolism of it and
Yeah.
the ritual of it, the
exactly.
expectation from that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the expectation and ritualism of it is what's kind of helping me manifest it. That's what I feel like I think is the difference. And if I try, just putting my own shit and my own work with it, I feel like maybe I might get the same or different outcome. Like I never know, but I should just try it,
I love that. I think that there's a lot of, I think that every person holds a lot of power. Do you feel obligated to believe in anything outside of yourself?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm very like, I haven't tried it, but I'm not opposed to it.
I love your mind. I love your willingness to wonder. I love that so much. Keep going.
Thank you. I get a lot of like very bad what do you call it? Opinions about it. My family, they're Catholic as fuck, and they're like, but how do you not believe in God? Like how? Like how do you not? Like he's there. Like how do you not? I'm like, girl, I just don't. Like I think generally if you feel like if a person like if you feel I don't know, I just feel like there's some type of religious psychosis that I'm not disagreeing that religious psychosis is also connected to that like Wiccanism and paganism, that can also be the case with my religion, but I just think it's very embedded, like that religious psychosis is embedded heavily on Catholicism, and I feel like I escaped
pressure.
that.
You kind of feel this pressure that ideas, that meaning must exist outside the self.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah. And I hate it. Like I want to feel free in a way.
You are. You are.
Like I just want to feel free without, like
Is it okay that your is it okay that your comfort, your beliefs differ from those around you?
I feel like it's somewhat okay. I feel like there's definitely a limit to that, especially because, there's obviously limitations to Catholicism, Christianity, and all that stuff. There should also be a limitation with my religion as well, because, religious psychosis is in, every religion. Religious psychosis is not limited,
Right.
So I could have been feeling that religious psychosis with when I did that voodoo ritual. Not voodoo, I don't want to say voodoo because voodoo is a very different religion from paganism.
The sympathetic magic, right?
Yeah, the sympathetic magic, yes.
I don't know, and I mean, I can't.
Psychosis not veganism.
I can't really speak from a place of like professional diagnosis or anything, but the fact that you were willing to see it as a tool rather than the truth kind of, I mean, I don't know. Be careful, you know.
Yeah,
But you
definitely.
knew what you were using it for, you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to use it to like better myself and to help my own well-being and mental, and that actually really helped me because I used it in a way where, you know, I was not persuading or, you know, converting other people and felt the need to be like, oh, you need to believe in what I believe in because it's right. Like, no, like everyone has their own mind and everyone has their own spirit and everyone has their own soul. So I obviously can't say anything upon that, you know, to persuade anybody else, if that makes sense.
It does.
But I feel like when my like say similar stuff from that, they're very manipulative with it. They're like, well, if you don't believe in this and that, you're going to a hell of damnation. And I'm like, no.
I do. I actually wonder, when you think about magic, are you thinking of it as like more of symbolic or psychological, or do you think of it in some other way?
I feel like it's more, in a way, symbolic to me. I feel like it's, I don't know. Can you define symbolic and the other term if you can? I just want to have like a better terminology of it.
So symbolic is kind of when I'm talking about magic as symbolic, I'm kind of thinking of it as that tool piece, like it is kind of a placeholder. It helps to organize, but I'm not thinking of it as something supernatural per se. It's just, this is what I am harnessing for this purpose. It's not necessarily, actually, that's a really good question. Hold on. Let me think.
Oh,
It's,
yeah, go ahead.
So,
No,
like,
that's a very good definition of symbolism.
yeah, especially when we're talking about sympathetic magic. Like, it's, you are using the likeness of, right? So you're organizing your thoughts and you're creating this spell work in the likeness of. So it's a picture of what you want rather than putting any power behind it. It's kind of just like, here's the method in which I'm organizing this.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely more the symbolicism part, because it was just something for myself. It was something to help better myself, and I used it in a way where, like, it just genuinely helped me throughout my mental, throughout my, how do you say it? My work life, school life, social life. Like, I was top, like, I don't know how to, like, explain, like, top tier in that part of my life. Like, my body was healthy. I was feeling very confident in myself. My social life was top tier. Like, I was with people who I surrounded myself that I very much loved, and they loved me as well. When it came to my school, I was doing very, very well. When it came to work, that's when I actually got my dream job. And then when I stopped practicing that, it just all plummeted. I stopped talking to my friends for my own, like, an underlying, you know, mental health issue that I probably, and I'm still going through that.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, and with work, I'm still struggling. Like, I'm at a job right now, but it's only once a week, which when I was talking to them, I expected it to be, you know, Monday through Friday, and it's not.
So maybe, okay, so if magic was symbolic for you, maybe, are you thinking that these things because you had a representation for an outcome that you wanted or a connection to the goal, maybe now that you're not practicing it, that's been lost, do you think? Or
Yeah, I feel like that's the case. But then I feel like I'm also not putting in that energy for myself as well. But when I did put in that energy, I was also putting that energy in with my religion when I used to practice it. So I feel like it's just, oh shit, it's just a me thing. Oh my god. I'm kind of just like having an epiphany with it.
is that okay?
No, that's perfectly fine. This is probably like a wake up call.
No, but actually, I kind of love it because it goes back to our original question where you felt like this belief in a higher power was some type of a way of controlling the outcome. And now we're recognizing that maybe this symbolic magic, when we are using these tools to clarify our outcomes, to connect to what we want and to work towards that from this like what we perceive as a soul deep level, right? That
Yeah.
we are literally fueling ourselves, pushing ourselves towards this thing. Without that, things are not working out as far as or what you would want them to be. But there is that relation. Like, I mean, is a higher power necessary at all, or is the power in you the whole time?
Kiara. How do I say your name? I'm sorry, Kiara?
Kira, yeah.
Kira. I think you just helped me the fuck out with like my fucking mental status.
I heard
think
that
it was just
epiphany loud and clear.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, it's just been all in me.
Yes. I
Oh
love
my
that.
god.
I love that so
Thank
much.
you.
I have chills. I'm so happy. I
Dude,
love that. That's good shit, man.
I
That's
could
good
have
shit.
paid like $300 in therapy for this, and I just got this shit for free right now. Oh my god.
You did it, though.
I love your
Kira
willingness to.
facilitated, but you did that.
You did,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I was like,
Thank you,
yeah.
Thrayle.
The willingness to question that and the willingness to explore that is what led to that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't me. I've got questions, sure, but like you were willing to dive into that and find out where exactly the power was. And that's a very rare thing. I actually feel very privileged to be a part of this conversation, honestly.
I feel very privileged the fact that you actually helped me with this. Like, thank you for this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love it, Ruby. I
I'm
love
sorry.
that.
I'm still going through this epiphany feeling.
Just for clarity's sake, for everybody watching, we are not therapy.
No, yeah.
Therapy,
Of course. I'm not,
you did amazing, being
Thank
honest
you.
and open with your answers, and that's really all it is about here, is seeing if you can question your beliefs, and you just demonstrated it beautifully.
Oh my god, this is like, I feel like a fucking elephant's foot has just been taken off on my back right now. Oh my
Take a moment
god.
and sit with it. I'm gonna really quickly, while you sit on that, I'm just gonna thank Fibonacci, Flux, Space God, Slippy, and Danny Grack, so I can clear that list from my screen. Thank you guys so much, and I think Bree was in there too. Thank you all.
Thank you. Oh my god. It's, oh my god. It's, oh my god. It's by myself if I put in my own effort. Oh my god. How the fuck did it take me like 3 fucking years? Oh. I'm so happy you helped me through this, Kira. Oh my god, thank you.
You can go ahead, Rav. We are gonna lose the host for just a second, but go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question? I'm sorry. I was like still in my mind. Definitely the fact that using what I thought was a tool was actually using my mind in a uncredited way. Like I uncredited my mind thinking that what I was using as, oh, like my Wiccan and pagan religion, I was putting more credit into that than I was actually putting the credit into myself. Like I did those things. I actually called, I put in my resumes, I put in the time to talk to my friends, I put in the work to work out at the gym for myself. I put too much credit into my religion than I did into myself. Mm-hmm. No, yeah. No, yeah.
The, the
Yeah,
host
yeah, yeah.
device
You're
went
good,
down.
you're good.
TikTok's doing.
Okay, so Ruby, what my question's actually about, like you have just gone, like you think about the process, not necessarily the beliefs that you've questioned, but the process by which you question those beliefs. It's more of a meta question. I guess I'm curious about you know, um, like I don't know if maybe Thrayle or Akira can kind of help me out with what I'm asking about. Like I
No,
don't want to
you're
lead.
good. I feel like I was very scared into recognizing, or I was very scared kind of realizing that I had the power the entire time, and most of the time, especially kind of nowish, I could have been putting more effort into it, but I was just too scared into realizing, like, okay, I can put in the time, but I'm just kind of to realize, like, it's just me. I could have been doing so much more for myself, like I did before when I was. It's just me. I could have been doing so much more for myself, like I did before when I was using that effort into it or putting any effort into myself. So I feel like Kira, excuse me, Kira kind of helping me realize like it's just me. Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna die in my own grave. I'm gonna live my own life. I'm gonna live through my
Frankly,
own
I
soul.
hope you die before you go into the grave, frankly.
No, yeah, for sure. I hope so too. But like, she helped me realize like I'm the only person who's gonna help myself out thoroughly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only person who can help my soul. Nobody else can. I mean, there's people who are like, especially like Kira, who's gonna be helping me guide and helping me kind of see stuff through my own lenses that I can actually understand. But I feel like I was just too embarrassed to actually admit it. And through her words and through her literacy, I was able to actually calmly and actually. And thank you for like giving me that path. And actually, like, it's crazy that I even have to, not ask, but like kind of have other people. Actually, no, it's not crazy. Thank you for helping me acknowledge that path in
Exactly.
life. Yeah, helping me acknowledge that. And or not letting, but helping me guide. How do I explain it? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine, Ruby. I think a lot of it now is going to be um, s- s-
Thank you.
and the questions. I think we're going to go ahead and move on. But
Yeah.
I'd encourage